We are live. How's it going, everyone? Turn midterms around and say hi to everyone. Hey, checking out in here. Hey, how's it going? How's the hair? Pretty terrible. You won't be seeing you very long, so don't worry about it. Today we're just gonna be laying more track. I got a lot of track left to lay on this darn thing, so we're gonna just keep plugging ahead for about an hour or so. Haven't had a whole lot of time in the last couple of weeks to do any model railroading between, 4th of July vacation and then last week. It's been a thing. But today we're going to do a little bit of a light session, just lay down some track and just have a little bit of fun and talk trains. So thanks for stopping by, and let's do this. All right. Get that camera in a halfway decent spot. So, how's everyone been? Good, hopefully. I myself have been doing all right. I'll show you what we're going to do here. We're going to lay down a piece of code 83 track all along here, and that leads to turnout number 1, which is a code 83 turnout, which leads immediately into turnout number 2, which is a code 70 turnout. So we're going to have to do a little transition between these two right there. And that's how that's going to work. So let's get to it. Let's do this. Get some code 83 track here. Make sure this is code 83. Code 70 and code 83 looks close enough that I get a little confused sometimes. I believe that's code 83. Yep, we're good. We are good. Okay, now I have... Shoot, I'm not as prepared as I thought I was. Oh, shoot. Okay. This is what I was looking for, this stuff right here. This is Fast Track's HO scale 30-inch guides, essentially. So what I can do is I can bend my track work in such a way that everything kind of goes on the way it's supposed to, which is kind of cool. So what you do is put it in a spot where you can kind of see a little bit better what's going on here. You kind of just slip this into here. And as you sort of guide the track onto it, it starts to curve your track for you. This is very helpful with microengineering track, because microengineering track will hold its shape, which means, making that curve. It does a pretty good job holding the shape anyway. Making that curve is easy with one of these things. And if you don't have one, it can be a little hard to create a shape. Sorry about that. It can be a little bit hard to create a shape that, almost there, is a nice, smooth curve. one thing I dislike about microengineering track is because it does hold its shape. When you're trying to create nice, clean curves or clean straight sections, it wants to pull apart on you. And so that ain't cool. That ain't cool. So I get close with this, and then I kind of just work it the rest of the way using my my cork road bed as a guide. Luckily, this is kind of, see, this is already not working the way I want it to. This track work is going to remain. There's going to be a nice hill in front of this with some trees. So this is going to be a section track where the viewer will kind of watch as the trains kind of like peek out from behind a hill, and they'll watch it through the trees as it kind of moves through the woods. So in order to do that, so because it's going to be kind of hidden track, it doesn't much matter it doesn't look 100% perfect. Pull this back a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Doesn't much matter if the track is 100% perfect, kind of curving through here. You won't be looking at track, you'll be looking at train. How has everyone been? Good, hopefully. Hopefully everyone had a good 4th of July. Spent time with those that you love, or socially distanced from those you couldn't spend time with. It sucks that we are still in the middle of this, but not surprising. All right. A little bit tricky because why is it being that way? Try to take my time with these joints. I want them to be smooth. especially on curves, because curves are kind of funky. If your track kind of expands or contracts, it could pull these joints apart at these sections, which kind of stinks, right? And this is just a section for trains to come derailed. Now, some people will offset their joints, so they'll have a long piece of track here with like maybe a joint right here, and then another piece of track right here, the joint back here, so that the train is never bumping over both sides of the joint at the same time. I tried that once, and I did not get great results. So I ended up not doing that. I ended up not doing that on the rest of the railroad because it was a pain in the butt, and it actually created more problems with rail spacing than it solved. I feel anyway. So, to each their own. If you can make it work, great. If not, just take your time. I think a lot of times we spend so much time worrying about preventing issues that we create issues along the way for ourselves. You know, we get analysis paralysis, or we just overthink it to death and we don't actually do any of the work. Or, you know, we overbuild to the point where we spend so much time on something. We spend so much time in one spot that we neglected other spots of the layout that really need attention. It's easy to do. I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to things, so I'm never happy when something is not as good as I know it could have been. I'm always wondering what I can do to make it better. And so yeah. Okay, now I'm just kind of lining things up. Lining things up and measuring and making sure that I've got everything measured out so I make the cuts are correct. Sorry I took 2 weeks off of this whole live session thing. I meant only to take 1 week off. I meant to take 4th of July off, 4th of July weekend off, for obvious reasons. But then last week I was really tired. I knew I wanted to get an update video out, a more traditional update video, because I was way overdue for one. And so I decided I was going to spend my Monterey time, instead of doing a live session, I would record and edit one of those more traditional update videos. Those take a little bit of time to put together. And I did a really bad job of it too, because I posted it live with like a huge editing mistake in it because I didn't bother to watch it as I was editing it. And I let something really big get through, so I had to go back, pull that video down, re-edit it, put the video up again. And when I did, I found another big mistake. So I had to pull it down, redo it, bring it back, relaunch it. Oop. So that video went up. That video went up 3 times before I had it right. That's just how tired I was. Okay. So we have, over on this side, we're going to be, get this code 83 and a code 70 turnout. And we got to bridge the gap between the two. So I have these transition rail joiners by Microengineering. Little plastic guys here. I'm going to place those on the end of this and then go to code 70 track, which will then connect to that easily. That is the plan. I mentioned in my video about code 70 and code 83, and then using multiple sizes on your layout. I like the code 70 a lot. I think it looks good. I don't think it's such a big deal if you don't have it though. If you created a model bureau that is, totally code 83, and you're like, oh man, I should have used multiple size rail on my layout just to make it look more realistic. I don't think it's necessary. I'm glad I did it. I'm not going to go back, having done it. It's that extra little bit detail that not everyone's going to pick up on, but those who do will like it. But it's not so necessary, I don't think. It's just my opinion. If you were going code 83 to code 55, I think that is a bigger jump in rail size. So at that point, I think the difference is good enough that you might want to consider. And these are going on better than they've ever have. I think at that point, the difference is good enough that you might want to consider, as far as I know, they don't make commercial turnouts in Code 55, and I don't know that I would want them that small. I don't know that I want rail that's that thin and fiddly when it comes to turnouts. I have a number of Code 70 turnouts, and I'm going to have to be a little careful when I use them. I'm a little more careful than Code 83, but Code 55 would be pretty thin for a turnout. So I don't know that they make professional turnouts that are Code 55. You can certainly hand lay them if that's your thing. But Code 83 next to Code 55 is going to be a pretty big transition. I think you'll see that and really appreciate it. I think model trains look really good on Code 55 rail. Now, if you've made one with Code 100 rail, hey, who am I to judge? But I do think that Code 83 looks way better than Code 100. Just trying to line it up to see how much space I have. I don't think I'm going to use my light rail just yet. I'm going to use normal track spacing rail. I wish I could play music. I got hit by that last time. Oh, come on. I played what was supposed to be a royalty-free music channel, and I got hit with a they call it license violation on royalty-free music. So I don't know. The algorithm did not like me that day, I guess, because I listened to the portion of the live stream that they said was the offending piece, and it was really kind of garbled because these live stream audios is not great. So I listened to it. I was like, well, it doesn't sound like anything. It sounds similar to other songs that weren't royalty free, but generally the algorithm shouldn't pick up on it if it's a similar sounding song. I don't know. I've heard multiple ways on that. So I don't play music anymore. I think what I'd like to do is maybe play some like Model Road podcasts. I don't think anyone would be too upset if I played podcasts. Although it might be confusing to know who's talking. Okay. So I've got all my pieces cut. Oh, let me get some Code 70 rail joiners real quick. I believe these are Code 70. Only one way to tell. It's to compare them against something I know is Code 83, and they look exactly the same. These might be Code 83. Hold on, let me look one more time. Okay, these are for sure Code 70. And these look the same as well. So who knows? Okay, let's just claim these are Code 70. Let's see how they fit. Yeah, they fit tight enough to be Code 70. They look the same as Code 83. Okay. There it is. Oh, come on. Man, these do not want to go on. I'll give Microengineering this. They know how to make a snug-fitting rail joiner. Good Lord. That was one problem I had with my old layout was I used Wather's track with Microengineering Flex Track. Try it this way. And Atlas rail joiners. So the rail joiners were really loose. And I think it caused problems with the layout. in the long run. Okay, you know what? I'm getting rid of this rail joiner. It's got to be. Hey, Human City, what are you editing video wise? I'm a bit of a video editor myself. It used to be the majority of what I did in my 9 to 5 a number of years ago. This thing is frustrating. What is going on? Oh yeah, I hear you. I am actually looking forward to getting to the point where I can start to do those scenery videos. Those are fun to watch, and they're fun to do too. I love scenery. Scenery is my favorite part of model railroading. But from what I've seen in just my little sort of unscientific research of YouTube and model railroaders on YouTube, like when you get to the scenery phase, that's when people really start paying attention to your channel. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to get to my favorite type of model railroading and then get to be able to share that with people. Because I'm going to break something. There are some guys out there who do some gorgeous scenery. I hope to be one of them. You know, scenery is a point where like you can really tell somebody's work by the type of scenery they have on the layout. Like, you know, Mike Confalone shot from his layout just by his scenery, right? It's so unique and so uniquely him. Same thing with like a Lance Minheim, the way he handles buildings and stuff. And that's where like the real art of what you've been working on this whole time starts to really shine through. Okay. So let me pull this apart now. Hey, I tell you what, Human City, you do all my electronics, I'll do all your scenery. How about that, man? You build me a control panel and I'll build you some trees. Electronics is the part that I hate the most. I know the least about. Yeah. Like I'm wiring everything up so that one day I can, when I work myself up to it, whenever I get the time, maybe let my life slows down a little bit and I can actually sit down and study how it's done. I can figure out, okay, this is how you build a panel. I've got this 3-track yard back here. It's all hidden track, and so I've got to control it via a control panel. I don't know how to wire up that control panel, so I'm gonna do it by DCC for now. I found a good video that shows you how to hook up your DCC system or how to hook up your turnouts to DCC so that you can control them via your throttle. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to figure out how to do it manually because I would prefer to be able to, have a nice panel with a nice sort of grid and then, a nice map of the layout in there. And then you just tap the button, you press the button on the turnout that you want to flip, and it flips and the little light comes on and it looks beautiful. And you have a physical representation of what's hidden behind the thing, so you know for sure that did what you wanted it to do. But making that happen is going to be a little tricky. Oh, you know what? I forgot one very important thing. I was about ready to glue this whole thing down. I have these turnouts that I haven't wired up the frogs on. I'm moving way too fast. Oh my gosh, there's a whole step in this process I totally forgot. And that's to wire up frogs on these turnouts. Oh, all right, we'll do that. Actually, I don't know that we're going to get so far as to get this track laid down today, but at least I can get it started. Oh, cool. I'm going to have to check out Tom's trains and things about those panels for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of me actually sitting down and it's one of those things that as a kid, I saw and I'm like, oh, I want to do that one day. But I could never understand how they were doing it. So I just need to sit down and actually watch one of those videos. Because it's just one of those things that's just going to take me actually spending the time to do it. That's one of the fun things about this hobby is you learn something new every day, right? That's the idea anyway. All right, so the way that I do frogs on a microengineering turnout is I will clear off a little piece right here, clear off the plastic in that little area. Sorry if you got headphones on. So I expose the metal on the frog. See if it'll focus for me. And in doing so, I can then solder on the wire, which will power that frog. There's a little piece of metal right over here that's part of the frog that I probably could wire stuff on, but it looked like it was kind of holding everything in place, so I never bothered to clear the plastic out around that. That may be what the manufacturer expects you to it's hard to see on this one. So right here, there's a little piece of metal. That may be what the manufacturer expects you to use to power the frogs with, but I just go in front of that. And you solder on a little wire there, and you can power the frog. Let's see, anything else? I think that's going to be it for today. I hear my child upstairs screaming, so I should probably go check on him. This is a bit of a shorter live video session for a Saturday, but I don't want to get into the whole like pulling out the solder gun and start soldering stuff up with the kid upstairs kind of screaming and acting crazy. So I think we'll just call it here today. I made a pretty good mess. It's what was a previously clean surface. So you know, doing something right. So anyways, thanks for stopping by, saying hi. Thanks for checking this out. I'm going to try to get some more videos going. I got a couple of rail ramblings I want to do. I got a really fun one. I saw another YouTuber did top 5 things I hate about model railroading. I thought it was kind of a fun topic. So I figure I should do one of those as well because that might be kind of fun. So I might do rail rambling about that. So sorry, I'm just looking at the chat. Anyways, we're going to call it here for today. We'll probably pick up next week, continuing to lay track in this area. But yeah, so thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. And I'll see everyone in another video.